Hello everybody. Now, before I start what this point of this video is, I'm just gonna say that I'm still trying to working on the Endymion. I still have a I'm trying to figure out what to do. I don't know whether to do the video in specific parts or just do a flat out analysis of just saying some scenes in the movie and the video, going through them and saying my likes and dislikes. I may end up doing that. I don't know. I'm still on the fence of what I should do. But yeah, this video is gonna be a little different. Since Accelerator manga isn't even out yet for some reason. It's like, how many chapters have been out in Japan? Like, I think 22. You know what? I'm gonna check. Because there's a site where it kind of tells you. I'll let you be the ones to guess what site I use. It's kind of obvious. Yeah, it's 22 chapters already. And what? It's like, we're on, like, chapter 18, I think? Right now? Let me see. Yeah, we're on chapter 18. Okay, yeah, so whenever it's coming out, please tell me, because personally, I did have hype for this, whatever happened last time, I forget. But yeah, so this video is going, ew, what the, okay, there's something in my foot. I'm sorry, distractions. This video is going to be about the Index story. Specifically, like how crazy it can get. Some people may not like it because it's so crazy. Some people, yeah, may like it because it's so crazy. I don't know, but you know, all of us have watched Index. I bet most of us has probably seen the anime before we even read the novels. Possibly, I don't know if anyone read the novels and find out there was an anime, but yeah. So as we all know, Index can get a little crazy, sometimes dark, sometimes just flat out just crazy, you know, ranging from dragons coming out of teenage boys' hands to magician mothers who are pregnant and their fetus children in their stomach are controlling their bodies. Yeah. Frasier, yeah. And then we got, you know, just little children dying. Well, I doubt that. But honestly, it wouldn't surprise me if at some point Kimichi just, like, dark matter comes back and he just nukes, like, a children's hospital or something. I don't know. Or a freaking whatever. Oh, actually, yes, I'm right about that, actually. Yeah, child abusiveness in this series, too. You know, from the child errors. You know, yeah, experimented on all that great stuff. Yeah. So, you know, I mean, personally, I love the series. I really do. I love the whole concept around it. I have to admit, when I first watched it, I was, you know what, I'm going to tell you a story when I first watched it. You know how I found out about it. I was like, 14, I think, I believe. And, I was searching through the internet, because at the time I was, like, really into, like, mad openings. I still am, kind of. And I love, like, these fan-made openings that were really epic with epic music, and I was looking around everywhere for them. I was in the Naruto at the time, and I was looking at them, I was enjoying it, and then I ran into, Aizen versus Naruto, Luffy, and Ichigo, and I think that's what the video was called. It was just pretty cool looking, mad opening. I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty awesome fan-made opening. I don't know, I couldn't find the guy that originally did it, but I will put the video in the description. Like, keep in mind that when you watch it, the person that uploaded it, that's not the person that uploaded it. I forget who it was, but it was a pretty awesome, fan-made opening with pretty awesome music, and it had, like, an animated Aizen fighting all these anime characters. Some I didn't recognize, some I did. You know, he was fighting Hitman Reborn, and then, Luffy, Naruto, Ichigo, Goku, Natsu, Yusuke, a Gundam thing. And then I noticed this girl who was flicking a coin at Aizen, and I'm like, who's this girl? She took an interest in me because she was just flicking a coin. I'm like, whoa, I don't remember anyone that could do that, and like I never, you know. And she had a cool looking design when she was animated on there. I'm like, oh, she looks kind of cool. I wonder what anime she's from. Personally, I didn't really expect much of it when I was looking for it. Like, I was going down in the comments, seeing who this girl was, and this one person, like, she's from a certain scientific Rogan Index. I'm like, whoa, that's a long name. So I kind of look it up on the YouTubes, and I find out, oh, Funimation published it. the subbed, and I'm like, oh, okay. So, like a fool, I kind of start out with, I think I start out with Railgun, but I go to Index after that. I think. I don't know. I was kind of switching back and forth because I was kind of confused because both of them were sort of like the same, name. So I'm like, are they the same? Like, and I noticed that the kid in Index was in Railgun. I'm like, oh, okay, so they must be the same. And I honestly, I kind of noticed when the openings kind of collide with one another. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I think I started just watching Railgun. At the time, I think I just had the first season out, I think. Because I remember watching, I didn't find out about Index 2 or Railgun S, like, much later. I think, like, a month after I watched the first seasons of both. I'm like, oh crap, there's an Index 2 and a Railgun S. And, I think I start watching Index 2 because I'm more used to this scientific side of the story because I watch Railgun first. That's what I always do. I always suggest watching Railgun first and then Index. That way, when you watch Railgun, you get kind of used to the whole scientific stuff of the city, and then that way when you watch Index, you're not just completely overwhelmed with just all this stuff happening. So yeah, I didn't watch those two until much later, and I was really starting to get into it, and then I watched the movie. Which, at the time, I was a pretty big fan of it, which I didn't really analyze it. I wasn't an analyzer back then as much as I am now about movies. So, yeah, you'll hear about my opinion on the movie later. So I watched the movie, and then I'm like, I was looking around to see if there was going to be season 3, because all that, and not really much going on YouTube, but, about it or anything, which there were some reviews of, like, just the seasons in general, but it's, like, nothing really, like, episodic going on about it, or not much info. So I'm like, oh, okay, well. I kind of look, I think I go around for if there are any mad openings for Index. That's what I do kind of still. I love seeing fan-made openings that just have epic stuff in it, and I still love doing that. But I noticed that there's a 10th anniversary Index novel thing, and it was just, I think it was a fan-made. I'm pretty sure it was. But it was just a really cool thing. I had a bunch of music, had all these like Index novels. I'm like, whoa, Index is a novel? Really? At the time, I didn't know what novels were. But I see all this awesome stuff. I see this guy with like irradiated, like looking all black like a ghost. I'm like, whoa, what the? And I look around and I find it, and that's when I kind of started reading it. And then I read it until, I think that was at the time the Elthinius arc was going on about that, and when I read that Elthinius killed, destroying the world and all that, I was really that's when it really got me into it. And that was literally after I read that. I think that's literally after when the next one came out, which was Toma versus the World, in which I was really excited about that, and I read it, and it was really good, and I kept reading it. I think the Shokuho arc came out, which is probably when I first started the channel. But I think that was like a couple of months later, because that was when I noticed, oh, hey, there's no one reviewing this series, Well, why isn't anyone reviewing this? This is an amazing series. So that's how I started this channel, if you didn't know. But yeah, I'm straying off the path a little. I just thought I'd tell you guys that. My origins. I was just a fan like any of you guys. But yeah, I'll leave the Aizen versus everyone in the description, and I'll leave the 10th anniversary Index video too in the description. But for you guys need to watch those. Those are pretty good if you haven't seen them. Yeah, so as I was saying, Index can get a little crazy sometimes. Kimichi coming up with all this crazy crap and having all these fetishes about torturing little kids and stuff. It was just, I'm not going to say he has a fetish, which at some points Kimichi can sometimes, I feel like, pull some stuff. Like, I feel like he didn't really have a full grasp of Accelerator's powers. That's at one point. But, yeah, I mean, Index can get kind of crazy with it. The vampires and possibly werewolves or fairies and magic gods and all of this supernatural science, which I'm trying to think here. I'm a nerd, okay? I play video games. I watch Star Wars, watch Lord of the Rings, you know, anime. I watch a lot of anime. But, you know, I mean, to me, this is, like, pretty well balanced. You know, normally, people, when I think people who watch this would just kind of go bonkers and just all this supernatural, all this magic, all this science would just really overload any typical anime, and just people would dismiss it immediately. Just, you know, this has too much of it going on for me to watch it. But with Index, I feel like Kimichi really does just balance it out. You know, he mentions vampires, he mentions these mythical creatures, he mentions some stuff, but if you notice, he doesn't really go into great detail about it, you know? Because he knows that if he does, everyone's just gonna be all like, really? You did this, he did that, I don't understand, this is just too much, you know? I mean, he doesn't go overboard, like, if Himigami, like, we barely even see her anymore. I mean, honestly, I don't know, but yeah. So I just feel like this universe Index is in is basically like the equivalent of the Marvel universe, of the comics, pretty much, if you really think about it. Like, Index is Marvel, pretty much. And I really do, well, I shouldn't say that, but it's basically, it's the Marvel equivalent of the universe, like, its own universe. But it's like, I was fixing to say the thing I was gonna say, but I forgot about it. But I hate when I forget things. I had a good sentence too, but I really do appreciate this new universe. It was, to me, at the time, I was into Naruto, I was into Bleach, I was into One Piece. Even though I haven't been watching One Piece, I really need to. And Naruto's in filler hell right now, so there's that. Bleach isn't coming back anytime soon, this year anyway. But, you know, it's just, to me, this anime was just just a breath of fresh air. Just some new characters to see. Even though Toma's character isn't exactly, I'm just saying, like, his overall appearance, it's not like no anime has ever used a spiky-haired protagonist. Like, I could probably name, like, 9 characters that look identical to Toma, if not any. But Kimichi does a good job to give him some development and really make him sort of different, in a sense. But maybe that's what Kimichi was going for all along. I mean, we've seen some crazy character designs that he's been doing. And, you know, he could have easily made Toma a little bit different, but I feel like he's really trying to aim for something with Toma eventually. And who knows, maybe his character look will change at some point, who knows, really. But, you know, I mean, I kind of like the reason he gave him spiky hair, like he actually made Toma have a reason to get spiky hair. But, yeah, I mean, I really do appreciate this series, and, you know, I mean, from the overall fact that there are, like, cyborg whales talking cyborg whales and talking cyborg dogs, you know, I mean, at first, he made me like a talking dog. He made me he made me like a character that was a cyborg talking dog. Do you know how much of a good writer you have to be? I mean, when Noken died, when I first saw Noken, I'm like, really? A talking dog? Is that what we're going with, Kimichi? And then it's like later on you get to like that kind of bond with him, I guess, in a sense, and see like, oh wow, this guy's actually kind of cool. And then he dies, and you're like, Kimichi! But, yeah, so if Kimishi's gonna throw, like, a talking cat in our way, you know, I mean, I wouldn't mind it, really, but now I kind of, like, give things a chance now with Kimichi, you know, I mean, it all may seem crazy at first, but to be honest, Noken was pretty awesome by the end of the day, you kind of have to admit it, even if he was a talking dog, which I really do like this series and all that, so, hope you guys enjoyed my story of how I started out with Index and what I think of the series and all that. Do you think this series is too crazy? Does it suit your craziness that you like in your series? State your opinions below. So I'll catch you guys when I do my Endymion review. See you later. Kimichi, darn you.